afternoon. Happy and blessed Wednesday, everyone. I hope you guys are having a great Wednesday so far. Um, I'm I'm on here at a different time than I'm scheduled. Uh, for those who are new here, welcome. Let's get into that first. My name is Catherine Barnett, and I go by Cat Barnett. And this is the Cat Barnett Podcast, episode 79. Let me verify that. Yes, episode 79. And I also help women who struggle with their faith and fitness develop strategies and systems that lead them to gain clarity, direction, and purpose so that they can be fulfilled as they walk in their calling faithfully. So, welcome. And now that I've introduced myself and got that out the way, let's talk about the time. So, my apologies. Moving forward on my podcast, I am just going to change the podcast times because I'm realizing that noon is being a conflict. It used to work for me very well. It used to work with my schedule, like with my work schedule, with me always on the go, working out, training, coaching. It worked at noon, but now it is not working. It has not been working lately. As you can see, if you are watching this live, it's almost 4 p.m. Eastern time. So this is the time that I was able to get it in today. And hey, that's what led me to today's podcast episode, y'all, because I didn't follow through with my commitments and the promises and the goals that I made to myself last Wednesday with my podcast episode. Even though things did happen last Wednesday that were out of my control, which is why I didn't have a podcast episode. But because the devil is a liar and always working constantly, when it wasn't working at the time I had today scheduled, doubt and lies were creeping into my head on maybe, my podcast run is over. Like maybe that's why things aren't working because there's too many distractions going on. There's too many things happening where I'm not following through with the time and the commitment that I made to myself on creating and making a podcast episode. So that was very frustrating, and it also had to do with me also having hard conversations with myself, sitting down with myself, working on my time management skills better, working on my skills, things that I could control better that I want to teach you guys today. Because I think right now, with so many things going on in the world, a lot of injustice going on, and a lot of cruelty, and just things that are just inhumane, quite frankly. And while all that matters, and I'm not taking away from any of that because I am an activist, I fight for all of that and will continue doing that. Some and a lot of the things in this world right now are distractions from keeping us focused on what comes first, which is Jesus Christ and God, first and foremost. And secondly, on what he put in our heart and what's our purpose, our calling to serve and help others. And right now, we're just getting distracted and we're not tapping into those gifts or sharpening those gifts because we're getting distracted. So today's episode will be short just because of the time, and I'm fitting in my schedule because I am committed to keeping the promises and the goals and the things that I say and a word and the bond that I said to myself. So I'm following through. So I'm proud of myself for following through and still making this episode. But I want to teach you guys, which I've been struggling with, but I've been better with because I've been incorporating these strategies that I'm going to teach you guys. But I want you guys to understand that I've been in the same boat, and I still struggle with distractions, procrastination. So how do we stay focused in a distracted world? So to stay focused in a distracted world, I believe you ruthlessly have to eliminate, digital interruptions by silencing notifications. We'll go into that more, but just going over a list of things that you can be doing to stay focused in a distracted world. Closing unused browser tabs. I am big on this, and I am still at fault as this. I like to open a lot of tabs and have different things open on my laptop because my mind is always going and I'm thinking of different things. But that can be a distraction. Those things can be distractions. So you want to be very mindful of not having so many tabs open, distracting you, so that you can just stay focused on what you are currently working on. And by any means, I want to say, if you are watching this live, let me know in the comments. Put an L, put live, whether it's Instagram or YouTube. If you're watching the replay, put an R, put replay. Please show love. Let me know that you're getting value. Put a V, put value throughout this episode. And just take notes. Always take notes, because I always want to leave you guys with something better or something that you can incorporate starting today or throughout this week ahead. So, by closing unused browser tabs and eliminating digital interruptions, and also, prioritize deep work through time blocking, tackling one task at a time and utilizing techniques. A technique that I started is 25-minute work on, 5-minute breaks. So work for 25 minutes, then take 5-minute breaks. Work for 30 minutes, take 10-minute breaks. You see what I'm saying? Get the hint? That's what I've been incorporating. Encourage you guys to try that. And also, lastly, manage your environment. That's also key. And your mental energy, by clearing your workspace every now and then and practicing mindfulness and taking breaks in nature. Finally, the weather has broke in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and it is 67 degrees here in February, in winter. Hallelujah. So after we're done with this, before I have to do other things, I'm going to spend time in nature. I already did earlier today, but not when it was 60 degrees. So I'm very excited for that. So just getting into the nitty gritty of this episode, let's go over key strategies on how you can improve your focus to stay distracted on your goals. So number one is environmental control. Like I talked about, clear your desk. Use noise canceling headphones when you're working if you don't live alone, so that you can really focus no matter who is in the other room or who's around you, or work in a designated quiet location. I know sometimes, even at my home, I just sometimes can't concentrate because I am such a sensitive person at times. So if someone's mowing the lawn and I'm trying to sleep, or if someone's outside talking on the phone loudly, that all that distracts me. So I like going to the library. I like being alone in a quiet room and really focusing. That works for me. Do what works for you, though. Number two, digital hygiene. And this is, I think, one of the most important ones, y'all. Turn off phone notifications, especially when you have to get things done, whether you use airplane mode, or use apps that block social media work hours. Like anytime I do this podcast, my phone is either on do not disturb or airplane mode or both. Since this is a different time that I'm doing this podcast episode on, I have my phone on airplane mode and do not disturb, just in case, so nobody can distract me, even my emergency contacts, because This is important to me, and I'm locked in and focused on giving you guys value so you can take your life and your year to the next level. So I hope you're getting value so far. Number three is time management. And this is what I constantly work on and I struggle with, to be quite frankly and vulnerable with y'all, every day. Because sometimes things happen out of our control. So utilize time blocking, to dedicate specific hours to single tasks, and avoid the trap of multitasking, which I truly believe drains energy. I know some people like to be proud and say, "Oh, I can multitask, I can do this," but the older I get, I don't think that's necessarily a good thing. Just my opinion. I think you should be able to focus on one task at a specific amount of time for a certain amount of time, and then go on to another one. I don't think you should be able to do certain things all at once, because then you won't fully be engaged and fully committed. So you I don't think we'll be given the love and the attention to detail as you should if you were to just focus on one thing instead of several things. And I hope that makes sense so far. Number four, mindfulness and brain training. Practice mindfulness. And I think this has also helped in my life, and meditation, to strengthen the brain's attention span. Because honestly, we're not meant, and our brains are not created to have a long attention span. That's why you see kids can't focus for that long, because we're not meant to um like absorb and take things in for that long and so much at a long amount of time either, or a short amount of time either. So I think you need to really be self-aware for one, and then two, you know, listen to your body. Take breaks, work on meditation, so that when you are in stressful environments, whether you work in a stressful job, whether it's an office job, at a hospital, you can practice these skills and the meditation skills that you've incorporated into your life. And so I think also this will help it when you practice meditation. It'll make it easier to return to tasks after getting interrupted with something. Or, like, say if for some reason a phone call were still to come through when I'm doing this podcast episode, I would unapologetically end it, turn off my phone, and get right back to this episode, because I am used to getting right back on track after being interrupted, because I've practiced it, and now it's a skill that I've gotten good at. Um, so number five, let me make sure that's number five. Yes, number five, identify distractions. Keep a notebook that you can have near you, or by your bedside, or in the car, wherever, but just keep a notebook with you, to track what interrupts you, allowing you to recognize patterns and consciously manage them. I never was big on journaling growing up. I kind of thought that was, quite frankly, don't hurt me for anybody just journals, because I journal now. But growing up, I thought it was kind of lame. Like, I didn't think it would help me. I was always big into affirmations and speaking life into myself, and writing down like quotes, like inspirational quotes, or um you know Bible verses that I liked, but never like journaling my day to day. So when I finally started doing that, and like, so now I have different journals for different things. Like, I have a food journal, I have a business journal. I have like personal development journals. So when I finally really started journaling consistently, like every day or daily, or weekly, it did change my life in different ways. So I do encourage anybody to try it if they haven't. And I don't knock it anymore, y'all. It's not lame. It's cool. It's not lame to journal. I do encourage y'all to journal. Number 6, physical well-being. For me, I could be biased. Well, it's not my favorite, but it's a second close because psychologically and taking care of your mental is my number one. And y'all know I always encourage that, and I will constantly tell y'all you can't take care of your body if your mind isn't right. So take care of your mind first before your physical. So, but number 6, it's a near and dear to my heart because I'm a fitness girly, into the fitness world, and love to work out. So you need to ensure that you're getting adequate sleep. I always tell y'all get at least 7 hours of sleep. Um, you could get by with 6, but at least that 6 to 8 or more you need to be getting. And you also need to be taking short breaks to walk in nature. Like I said, today is a beautiful day. Get outside, experience being outdoors and just taking in God's beauty and all of his wonderful creation. And stay hydrated, as these things can affect your cognitive stamina. um our body is made up of water, so you need to be taking water and um hydrating yourself throughout the day, especially if you work in a job that it's um always hot, no air conditioning, things like that, of that nature. So follow these 6 steps, these 6 strategies that I'm giving you, these techniques, and these will help you build a focused environment, allowing you to focus for deeper work and reduce cognitive load. Because guys, we live in a busy world. We live in a world that's always on the go. So you have to know how to stay focused in a distracted world. So follow these 6 steps and you will be on your way to staying focused on your goals and dreams, no matter what distractions or interruptions come your way at any time. So I hope you guys got value from this episode. Um, I'll let you guys know uh, through my DMs, through social media, what time my new podcast episode times will be, because 12 p.m. is not cutting it no more. It's just not working for your girl. So we looking at probably either like, I'm thinking like a 1 or 2 p.m. moving forward. But I will pray about it and I'll let you guys know what I decide on. But either way, it will be a time change. Just know that. And just blessed to still be able to do this each and every Wednesday. So be on the lookout for that time change. But I'll be right back here with you guys next Wednesday. And as always, have a great rest of your day, but an even better week. Peace, love, and blessings. God bless, guys.